Have you ever noticed an itchy spot on your body that just won't go away? Most people assume it's just dry skin or an allergy, but in some cases, persistent itching could be a sign of something far more serious, including underlying conditions that may affect your longevity. Your body has a way of sending signals when something isn't right, and ignoring them could cost you valuable years of your life. In today's video, we're uncovering 5 specific itchy spots on your body that could indicate serious health risk after 60. If you've experienced itchiness in any of these areas, it's time to pay close attention. Some of these signs are easily overlooked, but they may be your body's way of warning you before a more serious problem develops. Stay with me until the end because the last itchy spot is the most commonly ignored, and yet it could be the most dangerous of them all. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know, so I can make better videos for you. Now let's get started. Itchy spot 1, the lower legs, a warning about circulation. One of the most common places seniors experience persistent itching is the lower legs, and it's often brushed off as dry skin or irritation from socks or shoes. But if the itching is frequent, especially around the shins or ankles, it could be a major warning sign that your circulation is weakening. As you age, poor blood flow in the legs can lead to dryness, thin skin, and even nerve-related itching, signaling that your vascular system is struggling. Here's what happens. Your legs are the farthest point from your heart, which means blood has to work harder to reach them. If your circulation slows down due to narrowed arteries, weakened veins, or poor cardiovascular health, your skin gets less oxygen and nutrients, leading to chronic dryness, irritation, and sometimes even tingling or burning sensations. In more serious cases, this can be a sign of peripheral artery disease (PAD), a condition that greatly increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Take someone like James, 73. He noticed that his shins felt itchy almost every night, no matter how much lotion he used. At first, he thought it was just aging skin, but when he mentioned it to his doctor, tests revealed his circulation was slowing down, putting him at risk for blood clots and serious heart issues. By making a few changes, adding more movement to his day, improving his diet, and staying hydrated, his itching reduced and his circulation improved. If you want to test your circulation, try this: press down on your shin with your finger for a few seconds, then release it. If the indentation stays for a long time before disappearing, your circulation may be compromised. Ignoring persistent lower leg itching could mean missing an early warning sign of serious vascular issues. If you've noticed this, don't assume it's just dry skin. Check in with your doctor and take steps to improve your circulation before it's too late. Itchy spot 2, the upper back, a nerve damage signal. If you've ever experienced an itchy sensation in the upper back, near the shoulder blades, that just won't go away, even when you scratch, this could be a sign of nerve-related damage rather than simple dry skin. Many people dismiss persistent itching in this area as an annoyance, but in reality, it can indicate a condition called notalgia paresthetica, which is caused by nerve compression or damage in the spine. Here's what happens: as you age, the discs in your spine lose hydration and shrink, which can compress nerves in the upper back area. When this happens, the nerves send abnormal signals to your brain, creating an itchy or tingling feeling, even though there's no external cause. This is why scratching doesn't provide relief. The problem isn't on the skin, it's coming from the nerves underneath. In some cases, this type of nerve compression can be an early warning sign of spinal degeneration, which, if left unchecked, could lead to weakened mobility, pain, and even posture issues that affect longevity. Consider Roger, 68, who noticed a strange, persistent itch just below his right shoulder blade. No matter how much lotion he used or how hard he scratched, the itch never seemed to go away. After seeing a doctor, he learned that a pinched nerve in his upper spine was the cause, and that it could have progressed into more serious spinal issues if left untreated. Through targeted stretching, better posture habits, and physical therapy, he was able to relieve the itching and prevent further nerve damage. Here's something to try: press your fingers into the itchy spot on your upper back. If it feels numb, tingly, or strangely deep rather than just surface level itching, it may be a nerve issue rather than a skin problem. If this kind of persistent upper back itching sounds familiar, don't ignore it. It may be a sign that your spine needs attention before it leads to mobility problems later on. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, Please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. Now let's continue. Itchy spot 3. The palms, a silent liver warning. If you've noticed persistent itching on your palms, especially if it comes and goes without an obvious cause, this could be your liver, sending you a warning signal. Many people assume that palm itching is just dry skin or irritation from soaps, but in some cases it may be a sign of liver dysfunction, bile buildup, or even an early indicator of liver disease. Here's why: your liver is responsible for filtering toxins from your blood and producing bile, a fluid that helps digest fats. But if your liver isn't functioning properly, bile salts can build up in your bloodstream, causing itchy, irritated skin, especially on the palms and soles of the feet. This type of itching is often worse at night and doesn't go away with moisturizing creams because the issue isn't on the surface, it's happening internally. Take someone like Walter, 72, who began experiencing random episodes of itchy palms, especially in the evenings. At first, he thought it was just a reaction to something he touched, but when it kept happening, he went to his doctor. Blood tests revealed that his liver enzymes were elevated, signaling early-stage fatty liver disease. By making dietary changes, reducing processed foods, eating more leafy greens, and staying hydrated, his symptoms improved and his liver health stabilized. Here's a simple test. Press your thumb firmly into your palm for a few seconds, then release it. If your skin stays red longer than expected or feels sensitive, it could indicate underlying liver stress. If your palms have been itching frequently, especially without an obvious cause, pay attention to other symptoms like fatigue, unexplained weight changes, or yellowing of the skin or eyes. It's always best to get it checked early, rather than ignore a potential liver warning. Itchy spot 4. The scalp, a hidden sign of blood sugar imbalance. If you've noticed persistent itching on your scalp, even if there's no dandruff or visible irritation, this could be a sign that your blood sugar levels are out of balance. Many people don't associate scalp itching with internal health issues, but in reality, high blood sugar and insulin resistance can lead to chronic inflammation, which often shows up in the skin first. Here's what happens when your blood sugar is too high for extended periods. It causes low-grade inflammation throughout the body. This inflammation affects the nerves, weakens the immune system, and even disrupts the skin barrier, leading to persistent scalp itching, excessive dryness, or even slow-healing sores. In some cases, this could be an early indicator of prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, a condition that significantly impacts lifespan and quality of life if left unchecked. Take someone like Richard, 69, who experienced constant scalp itching that wouldn't go away, no matter what shampoo he used. At first, he assumed it was just a reaction to a new product, but after mentioning it to his doctor, he discovered that his fasting blood sugar was in the pre-diabetic range. By making small lifestyle changes, cutting back on refined carbohydrates, walking after meals, and staying hydrated, his scalp irritation disappeared and his blood sugar levels stabilized. Try this test. Run your fingers firmly over your scalp. If it feels unusually tender, excessively dry, or you notice random itchiness throughout the day, it might be worth getting your blood sugar levels checked. If your scalp has been feeling itchy for no clear reason, don't overlook it. It could be a subtle sign that your body is struggling to regulate blood sugar levels. Taking control of your diet, hydration, and physical activity now can prevent serious complications down the road. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. Now let's continue. Itchy spot 5, the soles of your feet, a nerve damage warning. If you've ever noticed persistent itching on the soles of your feet, especially at night, this could be a sign of nerve damage, poor circulation, or even the early stages of neuropathy. Many people assume foot itching is caused by dry skin or an allergic reaction to socks or shoes, but in some cases, it may be a warning sign of deeper health concerns. Here's what happens. The nerves in your feet are some of the most sensitive in your body, and they're often the first to be affected by blood flow issues, diabetes, or nerve-related conditions. When these nerves become irritated or start to break down, they can send false signals to the brain, creating a sensation of itching, tingling, or even burning. If left unchecked, this can lead to numbness, reduced sensation, and an increased risk of falls or foot injuries that don't heal properly. Take Frank, 74, for example. He began noticing itching on the bottoms of his feet every evening, and no amount of lotion seemed to help. At first, he thought it was just dry skin, but when he finally mentioned it to his doctor, Tests revealed early-stage peripheral neuropathy, a condition often linked to blood sugar issues and circulation problems. By making lifestyle adjustments, walking regularly, improving his diet, and taking better care of his feet, he was able to reduce his symptoms and slow the progression of nerve damage. Try this test. Take a pen cap and lightly run it along the sole of your foot. If you feel the sensation less in one foot than the other, or if the itchiness seems to come with tingling or burning, it could be a sign of nerve-related issues. If you've been experiencing foot itching, especially at night, or without an obvious cause, it's important to pay attention to other symptoms like tingling, numbness, or changes in skin color. Addressing this early can help prevent serious complications down the road. Final thoughts. Kunanamano, Sisroman. Now that you know the 5 specific itchy spots that could indicate potential health risks, the most important thing you can do is pay attention to what your body is telling you. Itchy skin may seem harmless, but when it happens in persistent, unexplained patterns, it could be your body's way of signaling deeper issues, from circulation problems to nerve damage, blood sugar imbalances, or even liver concerns. Catching these signs early can make all the difference in protecting your health and longevity. If you've experienced any of these itchy spots, take a moment to assess other symptoms you might have noticed recently. Are you feeling more fatigued than usual? Have you noticed changes in your skin, energy levels, or digestion? Sometimes small symptoms add up to a bigger picture, and recognizing them now can help you take action before a serious condition develops. So, which of these signs have you experienced? Have you ever had an itchy sensation that just wouldn't go away? We'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Most people believe that walking more is the key to staying healthy after 70. But what if I told you that doctors are now warning against it? Walking is a great way to stay active, but if it's your only form of exercise, you could be making a mistake that accelerates aging rather than slowing it down. The truth is, as you age, your body needs more than just walking to stay strong. Maintain balance and protect your joints. Relying too much on walking while ignoring other essential forms of movement can actually lead to muscle loss, joint strain, and even a higher risk of falls. That's why experts now say that after 70, you should walk less and focus on these 5 things instead, because they are the real secret to maintaining strength, energy, and independence well into your later years. In this video, we're going to break down the 5 key areas you should be prioritizing instead of just walking. These simple changes can improve your mobility, protect your bones, and even add years to your life. Stick with me until the end, because the last one is something almost no one talks about, but it plays a major role in your longevity. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know, so I can make better videos for you. Now let's get started. 1. Strength training to preserve muscle mass. Walking is a great way to stay mobile, but if it's the only thing you're doing, you could be setting yourself up for muscle loss. After 70, sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass, becomes one of the biggest threats to independence. The problem is that walking alone doesn't do much to build muscle. It primarily engages the lower body, and even then, it doesn't provide the kind of resistance your muscles need to stay strong. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, strength training should be a top priority, because it directly counteracts muscle loss, improves balance, and keeps you strong enough to avoid injuries and falls. If you can still carry a heavy grocery bag without struggling, stand up from a chair without using your hands, or open a tight jar with ease, that's a great sign that your muscles are still working well. But if you've noticed that these simple tasks feel harder than they used to, it's likely because your muscles are gradually weakening, even if you don't realize it. And the reality is, if you don't actively work to maintain your strength, your body will start losing it. Take someone like Robert, 74. He walked every day thinking that was enough to keep him healthy. But one day he noticed he was struggling to lift a box that used to feel light. He also realized that standing up from the couch felt more difficult than before. At first, he blamed it on aging, but then his doctor explained that muscle loss wasn't just something that happened, It was something that happened faster if you didn't challenge your muscles. So he started adding basic strength exercises into his routine, light resistance bands, bodyweight squats, and simple dumbbell movements. Within a few months, he noticed a huge difference. He felt stronger, more stable, and even had more energy throughout the day. Strength training doesn't mean lifting heavy weights at the gym. It can be as simple as using resistance bands, doing bodyweight exercises like squats or push-ups against a counter, or even lifting household objects. The key is progressive resistance, challenging your muscles just enough to keep them active and engaged. And the benefits go far beyond just strength. Studies show that maintaining muscle mass is directly linked to longer life expectancy, better mobility, and even improved brain health. If you want to test where your strength is at right now, try this: sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do this easily, that's a great sign. If you struggle, it may be time to start focusing on rebuilding your strength. And the good news, it's never too late. Strength training can reverse muscle loss, improve balance, and keep you independent for years to come. So if you're someone who still relies only on walking for exercise, consider this your wake-up call. Muscle is the key to longevity, and after 70, it's one of the most important things you can protect. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's continue. 2 balance and stability exercises to prevent falls. Walking keeps you moving, but it doesn't always improve balance. And that's something most people don't realize until it's too late. After 70, fall prevention becomes one of the most important aspects of staying healthy and independent. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in older adults. And many falls happen not because of weak legs, but because of poor balance. If you aren't actively training your balance, you might be unknowingly increasing your risk of stumbles, trips, and dangerous falls. You might think, I've been walking my whole life, so my balance must be fine. But balance isn't something that stays strong automatically. It's something that gradually declines unless you actively work on it. Walking doesn't challenge the small stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and core the way balance-specific exercises do. And if your balance weakens, even a small misstep can lead to a fall that takes months, or even years to recover from. Think about the last time you stood on one foot, while putting on a sock or tried reaching for something on a high shelf. Did you feel steady, or did you have to grab onto something? Many people don't realize their balance is slipping until they experience a near fall, one that leaves them shaken up and cautious with every step. That's what happened to someone like Edward, 76. He was always active, but one day while stepping off a curb, his foot landed at an odd angle, and he suddenly lost his balance. He caught himself just in time, but that moment made him realize how vulnerable he had become. His doctor told him that simple balance exercises like standing on one foot, shifting his weight side to side, and practicing controlled movements could help rebuild his stability. Within weeks, he noticed that he felt stronger, steadier, and more confident in his movements. Balance exercises don't require a gym or special equipment. Simple movements, like standing on one foot, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or practicing slow, controlled weight shifts can dramatically improve your stability. And the benefits go beyond just avoiding falls. Better balance means better posture, stronger reflexes, and even improved coordination, making every movement feel more effortless and controlled. If you want to test your balance, try this: stand near a counter for safety and lift one foot off the ground. See if you can hold your balance for at least 10 seconds. If this feels easy, that's a great sign. If you struggle, it's a sign that your balance may need some work. And the sooner you start, the better. Balance is one of those things that you don't think about until it's too late, but training it now can keep you strong and independent for years to come. So if you've been focusing only on walking, it's time to start prioritizing balance. Because the best way to prevent a fall isn't just to stay active. It's to train your body to stay steady. 3 flexibility and mobility exercises to keep joints healthy. Walking may keep your legs moving, but it doesn't do much for flexibility. And that's something that becomes critically important after 70. Over time, your joints naturally stiffen, your range of motion decreases, and movements that once felt effortless can start feeling restricted. If you've ever noticed that turning your head feels tighter than before, or that bending down to tie your shoe isn't as easy as it used to be, that's a sign that your flexibility is declining. And when your mobility starts to shrink, so does your independence. The problem is that many people don't realize how important mobility is until they start losing it. Walking alone doesn't stretch the muscles fully, nor does it engage all the different movement patterns your joints need to stay functional. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, dedicating time to flexibility and mobility exercises is just as important as staying active, because it's what allows you to keep doing daily activities without discomfort or strain. Think about the last time you reached for something in the back seat of your car, or tried to put on a jacket. Did it feel smooth, or did you notice stiffness? Many people ignore these small changes, thinking they're just part of aging. But what's really happening is that the muscles and connective tissues are tightening over time, reducing flexibility little by little. This is exactly what happened to someone like Walter, 78. He was still walking daily, but over time, he noticed that getting out of bed in the morning felt stiffer than before. When he reached for something on the floor, he had to bend his knees more than usual. His doctor told him that mobility loss wasn't just about getting older. It was about not using his joints to their full range of motion. So he started incorporating gentle stretching, controlled movements, and joint exercises into his daily routine. Within weeks, he felt looser, more comfortable, and even noticed an improvement in his posture. Flexibility exercises don't mean sitting down and touching your toes for 10 seconds. Dynamic stretches, controlled rotations, and gentle yoga-inspired movements can make a world of difference. Simple activities like neck rotations, shoulder rolls, knee-to-chest stretches, or ankle circles help keep your joints lubricated and pain-free. And the benefits go far beyond just feeling less stiff. Greater flexibility means fewer aches and pains, better circulation, improved posture, and even a lower risk of falls. If you want to test your flexibility, try this: stand up straight and slowly turn your head as far as you can to one side, then the other. Does it feel smooth, or do you feel tightness? If you notice restrictions, it's a sign that your flexibility is decreasing, and now is the time to do something about it. Mobility loss is not inevitable. With just a few minutes a day of focused stretching, you can keep your body feeling younger, more mobile, and pain-free for years to come. So if walking is your main form of exercise, it's time to start focusing on flexibility too. Keeping your joints loose and your movements smooth is one of the most important things you can do to stay active and independent after 70. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going. 4 core and posture exercises to protect your spine. Walking may keep your legs in motion, but it doesn't do much for your core strength or posture, and these are 2 things that become critical after 70. A strong core isn't just about having toned abs, it's about maintaining stability, preventing back pain, and ensuring that your spine stays aligned as you move. If your core is weak, you may start experiencing lower back discomfort, balance problems, or a tendency to hunch forward when walking, all of which can increase your risk of falls and joint strain over time. Most people don't realize how important postural strength is until they start feeling aches and pains that weren't there before. If you've noticed that you're slouching more, feeling stiffness in your lower back, or having trouble standing upright for long periods, that's a sign that your core muscles aren't doing their job. Walking alone doesn't fully engage the deep stabilizing muscles in your abdomen and lower back, which is why doctors emphasize that after 70, core and posture exercises should become a priority. Consider someone like Harold, 75. He was always active, but over the years he noticed his shoulders rounding forward and his lower back feeling more strained, even though he walked daily. His doctor explained that poor posture was putting extra pressure on his spine and joints, leading to chronic stiffness and an increased risk of imbalance. So he started incorporating gentle core activation exercises like seated pelvic tilts, standing posture resets, and abdominal bracing into his routine. Within a few weeks, he noticed less back pain, better posture, and even improved breathing capacity. Core exercises don't require a gym or any special equipment. Simple movements like standing tall against a wall, engaging your lower abs while sitting, or practicing slow, controlled rotations can activate the deep stabilizing muscles that keep your spine aligned. And the benefits go beyond just posture. A strong core means better balance, reduced joint strain, and even improved digestion, since your abdominal muscles play a role in supporting internal organs. If you want to test your core strength, try this: stand against a wall with your back flat and your head, shoulders, and hips touching the surface. Can you maintain this position comfortably, or does it feel like you have to force yourself upright? If it feels unnatural, that's a sign that your posture may need work. And the sooner you start strengthening your core, the better. Posture and core strength are essential for staying active, avoiding injuries, and maintaining a youthful appearance. If you've been relying only on walking for exercise, it's time to focus on the muscles that truly keep you upright and strong. 5. Joint protection and low-impact movements to reduce strain. Walking is a great way to stay active, but if it's your only form of movement, it can start putting unnecessary strain on your joints, especially after 70. As we age, cartilage wears down, joint fluid decreases, and shock absorption becomes less efficient. This is why many seniors begin to experience stiff knees, aching hips, or discomfort in their feet, even if they've been active their entire lives. The problem isn't necessarily the walking itself, it's that walking alone doesn't provide the joint support your body needs. Many people assume joint pain is just a natural part of aging, but in reality, stiffness and discomfort happen faster when you aren't actively protecting your joints. Walking can sometimes make this worse because it involves repetitive impact on the same joints over and over again. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, you need to walk less and focus more on low-impact movements that strengthen and protect your joints. Think about the last time you finished a long walk. Did you feel energized and pain-free, or did you notice aching joints, stiffness, or a lingering sense of discomfort? If walking leaves you feeling sore, it may be a sign that your joints aren't getting the support they need. This is exactly what happened to someone like Raymond, 77. He was walking daily, thinking it was the best thing for his health, but over time his knees started feeling stiff and his lower back began to ache. His doctor explained that he needed to reduce the repetitive impact on his joints and start incorporating low-impact movements instead. He began doing gentle swimming, cycling, and flexibility-focused exercises, and within a few weeks, his pain decreased significantly without having to give up movement altogether. Joint-friendly movements include activities like water exercises, cycling, Tai Chi, or even simple chair-based stretches. These activities help increase blood flow to the joints, improve lubrication, and strengthen the surrounding muscles without putting excessive stress on sensitive areas. And the benefits go beyond just pain relief. Protecting your joints now ensures better mobility, less stiffness, and greater ease of movement for years to come. If you want to test how your joints are doing, try this: sit in a chair and slowly stand up without using your hands. Notice how your knees and hips feel. Do they move smoothly, or do they feel stiff and achy? If there's any discomfort, that's your body telling you that your joints need more care, and switching to low-impact movements could make all the difference. Maintaining strong, healthy joints is about more than just avoiding pain. It's about preserving mobility, protecting your independence, and ensuring that every step you take feels effortless rather than painful. If you've been focusing only on walking, it's time to prioritize your joint health and start incorporating movements that help rather than harm. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 5 below to let me know you're here. Now let's wrap things up. Final thoughts. Meine Charme, as we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 5 priorities. If you've been relying only on walking for exercise, you might not have realized how much your body needs more than just steps to stay strong, mobile, and pain-free. After 70, your focus should shift toward protecting muscle mass, improving balance, increasing flexibility, strengthening your core, and reducing joint strain. These are the things that will truly keep you active and independent for years to come. Many people assume that aging means slowing down, but the truth is, your body is still capable of improving at any age. Whether you need to work on strength, balance, flexibility, or posture, small changes can make a huge difference in how you move, how you feel, and how long you stay independent. The key is to start now. Muscle, balance, and joint health don't decline overnight, it happens gradually. But the good news? That means you have the power to slow it down or even reverse it. So, which of these 5 areas do you need to focus on the most? Have you noticed any changes in your strength, balance, or mobility? We'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned today and how you plan to bring it into practice in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Have you ever wondered whether masturbating could be quietly harming your health as you age? As we grow older, maintaining our well-being becomes even more critical. And some things that seemed harmless in our younger years can have unexpected consequences later in life. If you're over 65, you may not have realized that one particular habit, something often dismissed as natural and harmless, could be putting your health at serious risk. In this video, we're diving into the surprising dangers of a topic rarely discussed openly: how frequent masturbation after the age of 65 may have unintended effects on your body and overall well-being. While this is a natural part of life, recent discussions among health professionals reveal that, in certain cases, it can contribute to physical and mental health concerns that many seniors experience without knowing the cause. Stay with me until the very end, because what you learn today might just change the way you think about your health. We'll explore the real impact of this habit on your heart, nervous system, and cognitive function, especially how it can subtly affect energy levels, mood stability, and even long-term cardiovascular health. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of what's really happening inside your body, empowering you to make informed decisions about your well-being. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know, so I can make better videos for you. Now let's get started. Number 1. Unexpected strain on the cardiovascular system. One of the most overlooked risks of frequent masturbation after the age of 65 is the impact it can have on the heart and overall cardiovascular health. While this activity may seem completely unrelated to heart function, the truth is that any activity that elevates heart rate and blood pressure, especially in short, intense bursts, can place unexpected strain on an aging cardiovascular system. For younger individuals with strong, elastic arteries, this might not be a concern. But for older adults whose blood vessels naturally become less flexible over time, this sudden rise in heart rate can sometimes lead to irregularities, dizziness, or even an increased risk of cardiac episodes. Think about the last time you engaged in light exercise, like walking up a flight of stairs or carrying groceries. You probably noticed your heart working harder, your breathing changing, and perhaps even a slight feeling of fatigue. Now imagine that same kind of physical response happening in a moment of intense but brief activity, except in this case, you're not prepared for it. Your body doesn't have the gradual warm-up or pacing that comes with intentional exercise, which means a spike in heart rate can be more abrupt than you realize. This sudden cardiovascular stress is why some older adults have reported feeling lightheaded, fatigued, or even experiencing irregular heart rhythms afterward. Take the case of someone like William, a 72-year-old retired engineer. William had always considered himself relatively healthy, managing his diet well and staying active. However, he started noticing that after certain private activities, he felt an odd tightness in his chest and a sensation of being more out of breath than usual. At first, he brushed it off, but after one particularly uncomfortable episode, he decided to mention it to his doctor during a routine checkup. To his surprise, his physician explained that these symptoms weren't uncommon in men his age, especially those who had a history of high blood pressure or minor heart issues. While William didn't need to stop completely, his doctor advised him to pay closer attention to his body's signals and to avoid overexerting himself in a way that his heart wasn't conditioned to handle. It's important to understand that this isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Many seniors aren't even aware of how their body's response to this activity changes with age. As the body gets older, recovery time after any exertion takes longer. The heart muscles and blood vessels don't bounce back as quickly as they once did. A sudden rush of physical effort without preparation can be more taxing than expected. While occasional activity isn't necessarily dangerous, frequent, or prolonged, intensity could be placing strain on an aging cardiovascular system without you even realizing it. If you've ever noticed a sudden sense of exhaustion, dizziness, or even mild discomfort in your chest after engaging in this habit, it might be worth paying attention to. Your body is speaking to you, and recognizing these signals can make all the difference in preventing unnecessary stress on your heart. Number 2, nervous system, fatigue, and energy depletion. Another surprising effect that few people talk about is how frequent masturbation can lead to nervous system fatigue, leaving you feeling drained, sluggish, and even mentally foggy. The human body relies on a delicate balance of energy, hormones, and neurological signals to function optimally, and as we age, this balance becomes more fragile. While this activity might feel like a stress reliever in the moment, it can actually contribute to long-term exhaustion making you feel more tired throughout the day without fully understanding why. Think of it this way: your nervous system is like a battery. Every action you take, whether it's physical activity, emotional processing, or even mental focus, draws energy from this battery. When you were younger, that battery recharged quickly, and your body could handle higher levels of stimulation without much consequence. But as you age, the ability to replenish that energy slows down. What used to be a simple act of relaxation in your younger years may now be taxing on your nervous system, leading to extended periods of fatigue, sluggishness, or even difficulty concentrating. Consider the experience of someone like Richard, a 69-year-old retired teacher. Richard started noticing that he felt unexplainably drained throughout the day, often struggling with low energy in the mornings and needing multiple naps to get through his routine. He had always assumed that fatigue was just part of aging, but when he cut back on certain habits for a few weeks, he was shocked to find that his energy levels improved. He felt more alert, more focused, and even noticed that his sleep quality got better. The connection became clear: overuse of certain bodily systems can lead to depletion, and recognizing this allowed him to make adjustments that benefited his overall well-being. The reason this happens is largely tied to neurotransmitters, those tiny chemical messengers in your brain, responsible for mood, motivation, and energy. Activities that stimulate the release of dopamine, the brain's pleasure and reward chemical, can feel good in the moment, but excessive stimulation can lead to a phenomenon called dopamine burnout. This is where your brain's sensitivity to pleasure decreases over time, leading to feelings of lethargy, low motivation, and even mild depressive symptoms. In younger years, the brain is resilient, enough to bounce back quickly from these fluctuations. But as we age, the nervous system takes longer to recover. This is why some older adults who engage in this habit frequently report feeling more sluggish than they used to. It's not about stopping entirely. It's about understanding your body's changing limits and making choices that help you maintain energy rather than deplete it. If you've ever felt an unusual sense of fatigue, lack of motivation, or difficulty concentrating without an obvious cause, consider whether this habit may be playing a role. Adjusting your frequency and paying attention to how your body responds could make a noticeable difference in your daily energy levels. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here with me. Your feedback helps me continue to bring you the information that matters most. Number 3, disrupted sleep patterns and increased restlessness. One of the most overlooked consequences of frequent masturbation in older adults is its impact on sleep quality. Many people assume that engaging in this habit before bed will help them relax and fall asleep faster. And while that might have been true in younger years, the reality changes as we age. Instead of leading to deep, restful sleep, it can actually contribute to nighttime restlessness, frequent awakenings, and an overall feeling of not being well rested the next morning. Sleep is a delicate process, controlled by a complex interaction between hormones, brain activity, and nervous system regulation. One of the key players in this process is melatonin, the hormone responsible for signaling to your body that it's time to wind down and rest. However, engaging in activities that trigger a surge of dopamine, the pleasure and reward neurotransmitter, can interfere with melatonin production, making it harder for your body to transition into a restful state. This is why some people find that, despite feeling relaxed immediately after, they end up tossing and turning later in the night. Consider someone like Gerald, a 74-year-old retiree who always prided himself on being an early riser. But over the past few years, he started noticing a frustrating pattern. He would fall asleep easily, only to wake up multiple times throughout the night. No matter how many adjustments he made to his bedtime routine, he couldn't shake the feeling of waking up groggy and unrested. It wasn't until he read about how dopamine and melatonin interact that he realized the connection. By making small adjustments to his habits before bed, Gerald was able to sleep more soundly and wake up feeling refreshed rather than fatigued. Another issue that often goes unnoticed is how this habit can contribute to an overactive nervous system right before sleep. Many seniors already struggle with conditions like restless leg syndrome, nighttime muscle cramps, or general sleep disturbances due to aging. When the nervous system is overstimulated, especially in the evening, it can make it harder to fully relax, leading to light, fragmented sleep rather than the deep, restorative sleep the body needs to function optimally. This is important because poor sleep doesn't just leave you feeling tired the next day, it has a cumulative effect on overall health. Studies have shown that chronic sleep disruption in older adults is linked to increased inflammation, higher risks of memory decline, and even a weakened immune system. When the body doesn't get enough deep sleep, it struggles to repair itself, making it harder to maintain mental sharpness, physical strength, and emotional well-being. So if you've been experiencing poor sleep, frequent nighttime awakenings, or a general sense of fatigue in the mornings, it may be worth considering whether this habit is playing a role. Small changes, such as adjusting the timing or frequency, can make a significant difference in improving sleep quality and helping your body recover properly. Number 4, increased risk of prostate irritation and urinary issues. One of the most unexpected consequences of frequent masturbation in older adults is its potential impact on prostate health. Many men assume that regular activity in this area keeps things functioning smoothly, but as we age, the body reacts differently. For some, overuse can lead to increased prostate sensitivity, mild inflammation, and even a heightened risk of urinary discomfort that wasn't an issue in younger years. The prostate naturally enlarges as men age, a condition known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. This enlargement can sometimes press against the bladder, making it harder to fully empty, leading to frequent urges to urinate, especially at night. When this area is overstimulated, the surrounding muscles and tissues can become irritated, increasing the sensation of needing to go to the bathroom more often. Some men find that after engaging in this habit frequently, they experience a temporary feeling of tightness, a weaker urine stream, or even mild burning. While this isn't always a cause for alarm, it's something worth paying attention to, especially if these symptoms start to interfere with daily comfort. Take someone like Leonard, a 71-year-old retired construction worker. Leonard had never had serious urinary issues before, but he noticed that he was waking up more often at night to use the bathroom. At first, he thought it was just part of aging, but after discussing it with his doctor, he learned that overstimulation of the prostate can sometimes make these symptoms worse, temporarily increasing inflammation and sensitivity. His doctor recommended taking a break from frequent activity to see if his symptoms improved, and sure enough, within a couple of weeks, his nighttime trips to the bathroom became less frequent, and he felt more comfortable overall. Another overlooked aspect is how frequent stimulation affects pelvic floor muscles. The pelvic floor is responsible for supporting bladder control, and as we age, these muscles naturally weaken. When overstimulated, they can become fatigued, leading to occasional leaking, sudden urges, or difficulty maintaining full control. While this might not be noticeable at first, over time, it can contribute to a gradual decline in urinary function. For men who already experience mild urinary issues, this is especially important. If you've noticed an increase in urgency, occasional dribbling, or difficulty fully emptying your bladder, consider whether frequent stimulation might be contributing to the problem. Making small adjustments, such as reducing frequency or incorporating pelvic floor exercises, can help maintain better urinary health, while reducing unnecessary strain on the prostate. If any of this sounds familiar to you, take a moment to listen to what your body's telling you. Your comfort and well-being are worth paying attention to, and small changes can make a big difference. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. Your feedback helps me continue providing information that supports your health and quality of life. Number 5, hormonal imbalance and mood swings. Another surprising effect of frequent masturbation after 65 is its potential impact on hormone balance and overall mood. Many people don't realize that this activity is tied to the release of key hormones that regulate energy, emotional stability, and even cognitive function. While it might feel like a temporary stress reliever, engaging in it too often can lead to subtle but significant hormonal fluctuations that leave you feeling emotionally unsteady, irritable, or even slightly down in the days that follow. Hormones like testosterone, dopamine, and oxytocin all play a role in how we feel on a daily basis. When you engage in this activity, there's a temporary rush of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter responsible for pleasure and motivation. However, frequent overuse can lead to something called dopamine depletion, where your brain's sensitivity to this chemical is reduced. Over time, this can make everyday activities feel less enjoyable, leading to a cycle where it takes more and more stimulation to achieve the same level of satisfaction. Some men find themselves feeling unmotivated, easily frustrated, or even experiencing mild depressive symptoms without realizing why. Take someone like Edward, a 68-year-old former accountant who had always been a level-headed and positive person. But over the past year, he started noticing unexplained mood swings one day, He felt energized and focused, and the next he felt sluggish and easily irritated. It wasn't until he took a step back and evaluated his daily habits that he realized the connection. After making a few changes and spacing out the frequency of this activity, he noticed that his mood stabilized, his energy felt more consistent, and he didn't experience the same emotional crashes that had started creeping into his daily life. Another critical factor is testosterone regulation. While younger men produce this hormone at high levels, production naturally declines with age. Frequent stimulation can sometimes lead to temporary dips in testosterone, which may contribute to increased fatigue, reduced motivation, and even subtle changes in muscle tone. Some studies suggest that excessive release of certain hormones, like prolactin, can further suppress testosterone, leaving men feeling less energized and more prone to emotional ups and downs. This isn't to say that all activity is bad, far from it, but moderation is key. If you've been feeling emotionally off balance, struggling with motivation, or noticing subtle changes in your overall mood, it might be worth considering whether hormonal fluctuations are playing a role. Giving your body more time to reset between instances of stimulation can help restore natural hormone balance, leading to more stable energy levels and a greater sense of well-being. If you've ever experienced this kind of emotional roller coaster without an obvious reason, you're not alone. Many seniors go through these changes without realizing the underlying cause. Small adjustments can make a significant difference in how you feel each day. Number 6, reduce sensitivity and diminish pleasure over time. One of the lesser-known effects of frequent masturbation after 65 is how it can lead to a gradual decline in sensitivity, making it harder to experience the same level of pleasure over time. Many people assume that this activity is purely beneficial, helping to maintain function and circulation. However, what often goes unnoticed is that overstimulation, especially when it becomes a habitual or frequent part of one's routine, can lead to desensitization, meaning that the body responds less intensely than it once did. The human nervous system is designed to adapt to repeated stimuli. When the same type of stimulation occurs too often, nerve receptors can become less responsive, requiring stronger or more prolonged stimulation to achieve the same effect. This is why some older adults notice that the sensations they once enjoyed don't feel as strong as they used to, or that it takes more effort and time to reach the same level of satisfaction. In some cases, it can even lead to frustration, as what once felt effortless now seems to require more focus and effort. Take the case of Robert, a 73-year-old former musician. Robert had always enjoyed an active lifestyle and saw no harm in keeping certain habits from his younger years. But over time, he noticed a subtle but undeniable shift. What once felt effortless now required more time, and the sensations weren't quite the same. At first, he chalked it up to aging, but after hearing from others with similar experiences, he realized that excessive stimulation had played a role. After adjusting his habits and allowing his body more time to reset between instances, he noticed an improvement in overall sensitivity, making the experience feel more natural and enjoyable again. Another factor at play here is nerve fatigue. Just like any other part of the body, the nerve endings responsible for sensation can become overstimulated when exposed to the same repetitive activity too frequently. This can result in a dulling effect, making responses feel weaker than they once were. Additionally, excessive dopamine release, especially in short bursts, can alter how the brain processes pleasure, sometimes leading to a reduced ability to feel excitement or anticipation in other areas of life. The good news is that this process is often reversible. By giving the body more time to recover between instances of stimulation, many people find that their natural sensitivity improves over time. This isn't about stopping altogether. It's about understanding how to maintain balance so that experiences remain enjoyable rather than becoming frustrating. If you've ever felt that things don't quite feel the same as they used to, or that it takes more effort than before, know that you're not alone. Many people experience this change without realizing the cause, but small adjustments can make a significant difference. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. Your engagement helps me continue providing content that supports your well-being. Number 7, increased feelings of loneliness and emotional detachment. One of the most overlooked consequences of frequent masturbation in older adults is its potential impact on emotional well-being and social connections. While this activity might seem like a harmless way to relieve stress or pass the time, excessive reliance on it can sometimes contribute to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and emotional detachment from meaningful relationships. Human beings are wired for connection. Emotional intimacy, physical touch, and deep personal interactions play a crucial role in overall happiness and mental health. When masturbation becomes a primary outlet for comfort or stress relief, it can subtly reduce the motivation to seek out real social engagement. Over time, this can lead to an increased sense of disconnection from others, making social interactions feel less fulfilling or even unnecessary. Consider someone like James, a 75-year-old widower. After losing his wife, James found himself spending more time alone, filling his days with routines that felt familiar and comforting. Over time, he noticed that he wasn't reaching out to friends as often, and even when he did, socializing felt more like an obligation than a genuine desire. He didn't immediately connect the dots, but eventually, he realized that his habit of relying on solitary activities for comfort was subtly reinforcing his isolation. Once he made a conscious effort to balance his personal time with more social engagement, whether through joining a local group, attending community events, or simply reconnecting with old friends, he found that his overall mood improved and the feelings of loneliness became much less overwhelming. This kind of emotional detachment isn't something that happens overnight. It's a gradual shift, one that often goes unnoticed until feelings of isolation become more pronounced. The brain forms habits based on reward cycles, and when a quick source of comfort is readily available, it can sometimes replace the motivation to seek deeper, more meaningful interactions with others. This is why some older adults find themselves spending more time alone without realizing that certain habits may be reinforcing that pattern. There's also a psychological aspect to consider. Engaging in meaningful interactions with others, whether it's a conversation, a shared experience, or even something as simple as a handshake or a hug, triggers the release of oxytocin, a hormone associated with bonding and emotional connection. When social interactions decrease, oxytocin levels can decline, contributing to feelings of loneliness and even mild depressive symptoms. If you've ever found yourself feeling more isolated than you'd like, or if socializing has started to feel less rewarding than it used to, it may be worth reflecting on the role that certain habits play in shaping those feelings. Making small adjustments, such as setting aside dedicated time for social activities, reaching out to old friends, or engaging in hobbies that encourage human connection, can help restore a sense of balance and fulfillment. If this insight resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Social connection is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining emotional health as we age, and even small changes can have a lasting impact. Number 8, increased risk of pelvic floor weakness and bladder control issues. One of the lesser-known consequences of frequent masturbation in older adults is its potential effect on pelvic floor strength and bladder control. While most people associate pelvic health with younger individuals or those recovering from medical conditions, the truth is that as we age, the muscles that support the bladder, prostate, and lower abdomen naturally weaken. Over time, excessive strain in this area, especially when done frequently or with too much intensity, can contribute to pelvic floor fatigue, leading to subtle but frustrating changes in bladder function. The pelvic floor is responsible for maintaining proper bladder control, supporting internal organs, and ensuring stability in the lower body. When these muscles weaken, it can result in increased urgency, occasional leakage, or difficulty fully emptying the bladder. Many seniors assume that these changes are just part of aging, but they may be unknowingly exacerbating the problem without realizing it. Consider someone like Harold, a 70-year-old retired mechanic. Harold had always been in good health, but he started noticing that he was making more frequent trips to the bathroom, especially at night. He also realized that he sometimes felt a slight loss of control when sneezing or laughing, something he had never experienced before. After researching the connection between pelvic floor health and frequent stimulation, he decided to reduce the frequency and incorporate simple pelvic exercises into his daily routine. Within a few weeks, he noticed a real difference. His urgency decreased, and he felt more in control throughout the day. This issue is more common than many people realize. Overuse of the pelvic muscles without proper recovery time can lead to muscle fatigue, much like any other part of the body. Just as overworking the arms or legs without rest can cause soreness and reduce strength, excessive strain on the pelvic region can cause temporary tightness, discomfort, or a reduced ability to maintain full control. Another important factor is nerve sensitivity. The nerves in the pelvic region play a crucial role in regulating bladder function. When overstimulated, they can send mixed signals to the brain, creating a false sense of urgency or causing the bladder to react unpredictably. This is why some people notice an increase in nighttime awakenings to use the bathroom, even if their overall fluid intake hasn't changed. The good news is that these issues can often be managed with small lifestyle adjustments. Reducing frequency, incorporating simple pelvic floor exercises, and paying attention to how your body responds can help restore control and reduce unnecessary strain on these important muscles. If you've ever noticed unexpected changes in bladder function, increased urgency, or occasional leakage, it might be worth considering how certain habits impact your pelvic floor strength. Small changes can lead to noticeable improvements in comfort and confidence. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 8 below to let me know you're here. Your engagement helps me continue providing content that supports your well-being. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered. Many habits that seem harmless in our younger years can have unexpected effects as we age, and masturbation is no exception. From its impact on cardiovascular health and nervous system fatigue to its role in hormone balance, sleep quality, and pelvic floor strength, it's clear that moderation and awareness are key. The goal here isn't to create unnecessary worry, but to provide valuable insights that help you make informed decisions about your well-being. One of the biggest takeaways is that your body is always communicating with you. If you've noticed changes in energy, mood, bladder control, or even overall satisfaction, paying closer attention to your habits could reveal patterns you hadn't considered before. Small adjustments, whether it's reducing frequency, improving sleep, hygiene, or focusing on social engagement, can have a significant impact on how you feel each day. The good news is that many of these effects are reversible, and by being mindful of your body's needs, you can maintain a sense of vitality and confidence well into your later years. So now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these insights stood out to you the most? Have you noticed any of these changes in yourself, or do you have personal experiences to share? Your thoughts matter, and this is a space where we can learn from one another. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.